When your ex realizes they lost you, it can actually be what brings the two of you back together. It's difficult to get to that place, but by using the no contact rule and some of the other things I talk about in my videos and courses, you can cause them to actually believe that they have lost you, or at least that they might have. And here's what happens when they feel like they've lost you. Number one, their attitude changes. And this can work both ways. I'll get into that in another point, but it's amazing how people will say that when they were in no contact after a certain amount of time, there had been a certain number of days that passed where there was no contact and they were not making any effort to reach out to them, that their ex started reaching out and that they were very kind. And sometimes this is where two people are still having to see each other even after the breakup. Maybe they work together or they live in the same town and they interact and they're in the same circles. They will often report that the ex was nice to them again. Matter of fact, overly nice. And it was almost as though they were flattering them. They would offer to do favors for them. They would compliment their appearance. And a lot of times it's because they have gotten to that point where they think you would not continue to stay away from them and the silence wouldn't be there unless they've lost you. And for some people, all they know to do is to try to be nice, especially if they were cruel to you at the breakup. A lot of times that can result in them overcompensating, which it's almost impossible to do, because if they're cruel to you when they're breaking up with you, which is such a traumatic experience, and they're still cruel to you, it's really difficult for them to go overboard. But they will recognize that their last interaction with you was very negative, that they were cruel, they seemed heartless and unconcerned about your feelings. And now if they think you've gotten away from them and their attraction was able to come back, which if it was strong in the relationship and they have had some time away from you to where they can reflect on that and they can see that you can stay away, a lot of times attraction will come back, at least to some degree. And if they start to think that they've lost you, it can come back even more. And so if you're wanting your ex back, that's a great thing. And if you see their attitude change, it's usually one of the first signs that they think they've lost you and they're not sure that that's what they want. It doesn't mean they 100% want to get back together yet, but it is a positive sign that they are considering it and that they're progressing toward that. You need to stay patient. You need to let them be the one to come to you. But things are looking better if you notice this. Number two, they send their flying monkeys. Flying monkeys are like spies who are mutual friends or maybe just their friend, but they will all of a sudden have interest in you. I've had clients tell me before, yeah, this person who was a mutual friend of ours, but I hadn't spoke to him in years, and now he calls me just to see how I'm doing out of the blue. Probably not a coincidence. I see that a lot. And if they're sending people to check on you and see how you're doing, they're probably trying to find out if you're dating somebody else, or they're trying to find out if you're over them and you think that the breakup maybe was actually a good idea and you're enjoying your life without them. That is a terrific sign if it happens, but be careful, because anything you say to this person can and will be used against you towards your ex. And you may think, well, what do you mean? I mean, if they think I'm missing them, how's that bad? It wouldn't be bad if you two were in a relationship. But since your ex broke up with you, if they think that you miss them, then nothing's changed since the breakup, in that you want to be with them and they don't want to be with you. And that didn't win them back. So it's not going to win them back this time. And if they think that that's the case, that the dynamics are still the same, it will probably bring them back to that lower level of attraction. So when their friends come to you, or mutual friends, maybe even people you think are just your friends, you have got to be careful. I know it's valuable to be able to confide in somebody, to tell them how you're feeling, to tell them your frustrations or your pain. But you have to be smart about it, because if they go back and tell your ex, you're just giving yourself more pain, because your ex is going to be comforted. Now, I'm not saying that they are so narcissistic that they like that you're in pain. What I am saying is that it's just a natural emotional process, that if they think that you still want them, then they put themselves right back in the position of thinking they want the breakup, not being sure about things, not feeling that attraction anymore, feeling like things faded out. You're just putting them right back to where they were. So it's very important that no matter who you speak to, even your close friends, you might want to just make sure you tell them things are going well, I'm enjoying life. Now, don't fake it, because they'll probably recognize that. Your ex will probably recognize that if it sounds too good to be true. So just tell them things are going fine. I'm enjoying life. I'm progressing toward a lot of things. I've made some new friends. I'm enjoying life. And try to change the subject. When they turn it back around on you, try to turn it back around on them. Ask them how they're doing, because they could even misquote you or exaggerate something you said. So it's best to try to avoid that topic. And I know it might sound like I'm being picky, but there are people who I have told this to who have come back and said, I kind of thought maybe you were exaggerating a bit, or that it wasn't fair that I couldn't confide in certain friends. But then sure enough, they went back to the ex, and they could even have good motives. They could even think that they could help you. And they're going to go tell the ex, you have no idea how much he's hurting. He's miserable. He's not sleeping. He's not eating. It's because he misses you so much. And they think it's going to help because they're ignorant. Can't blame them for that because they don't have time outside of their job and life to look into all these things like I have for over 20 years. But I have seen even in cases where the person will say, now don't tell my ex any of this. The person will think, they don't know what they're talking about. I can help them because I'm going to go tell the ex how bad they're hurting, and they'll realize the mistake they've made and want to come back. It doesn't work that way, but I have seen many times the situation become worse or defect back to kind of the stage that it was in when the breakup happened because some friends thought they could help you out. So don't give them any ammunition. I would even say try to avoid that topic. But what you can gain from that is that if they're sending their flying monkeys out, if they're sending spies to try to get information from you, they're concerned they lost you. And that's a good thing. They are probably progressing towards you, and they might be in that concern stage where they're thinking that they don't want to lose you, that maybe this was a mistake. Let it keep happening. Don't contact them and say, hey, I think you're trying to get information from me. Does that mean you want to get back together? Because that will ruin it completely. Do not talk to them. Let them keep coming to you. Stay in no contact. Stay the course. Trust it. Before I get to number 3, get more information on my emergency breakup kit. It's a powerful guide to help you get your ex back. You can go to myexbackcoach.com/EBK as an emergency breakup kit, or the link is in the description below. It's at myexbackcoach.com, the emergency breakup kit. It's a powerful guide to help you get your ex back. So I encourage you to hop over there and get that now. Or you can wait until this video is over. Number 3, it's actually the opposite of number 1 in that they can actually get angry. Your ex can get furious at you that you're dating somebody else, even if you're not, and they just suspect it. And it makes no sense because they broke up with you. But a lot of times it's a case of a very spoiled, self-centered, maybe even narcissistic person thinking that they can have it their way in every front. And that means that even though they broke up with you, that you still can't date anybody else and you have to act like you're still with them even though they don't want to be together with you and they can date other people. That's totally fine. A lot of you who I talk to on coaching calls, and you can schedule a coaching session with me at myexbackcoach.com. But I have been told so many times that it makes no sense. Suddenly, the ex is upset at them because maybe they were dating somebody else or they were seen in public with somebody else. And even though this person dumped them, they're mad at them because they're dating somebody else. And that's a sign that the person who broke up with you is very entitled, very self-centered, spoiled, maybe even a narcissist. Don't worry, I'm not telling you not to get back together with them. I know that's what you want, but I am pushing back a little bit and saying, if that's how they are, is it really the relationship that you want with them still? Or is it just that you feel like you've lost something and you want to get it back? Try to separate the love from the loss. It will actually help you feel better, but it can also help you get your ex back too, simply because you might look at things more rationally and not only based on emotion. But a lot of exes, a surprisingly high percentage, as a matter of fact, based on the coaching sessions that I've had where people tell me this, will get upset if they start to think that you might be with somebody else or even that you're just too happy and life's too good for you without them. They will get upset at you for it. And it's an odd thing. It's a frustrating thing, but it is a sign that they think that they've lost you and they're responding to that. They're acting out, so to speak. Number 4, your ex might be realizing or thinking that they lost you if all of a sudden they start posting on social media about their super fantastic, amazing life. That's right. They're in clubs and they're shutting them down. They're on beaches. They're hanging out with all their friends because they just have a ton of friends and everybody wants to be around them. And you, sir, you, ma'am, are missing out. That's what they want you to get from those posts. And you probably know the type. If you see those kinds of posts on social media, It's often because they think they've lost you and they're trying to get at you. They're trying to send a message to you that no, you really lost them. But you already knew that. That happened when they broke up with you, and you're probably doing better at this point than you were. And the tables just may be starting to turn, because if they are posting those kinds of things in social media, it's often because that's the life they want, but they don't have it. And it's part of FOMO, fear of missing out. We all think that everybody else has these super amazing, fantastic lives and we're missing out. And that is almost never true. So if you see those posts from your ex, they probably have FOMO and they probably think that they've lost you. Before I get to number 5, remember my emergency breakup kit. The link's in the description below. You can go to myexbackcoach.com and you can make it yours. It's the emergency breakup kit. Number 5, your ex makes excuses to see you. And these are silly things. Like I've heard people say someone left a toothbrush and they live 20 minutes away and they're really going to make the drive to get their used toothbrush when you can get them on Amazon for like a pack of 10 for $5 or something. Or they ask them silly things like, what kind of shampoo was it you used on the dog? Things like that that really probably don't warrant a reach out or a text or a call, but they're doing it. Or they ask you to come help them with something that's actually really simple, or a neighbor could help, or someone else they know surely, or that they could have done it all by themselves, but they just need you to come help. And a lot of times they're fishing to some degree. They're wanting you to come over there and have an emotional scene, tell them how much you miss them, and completely absolve them of any worries that they could have made the wrong decision with the breakup and that you'll take them back at any point. So they don't have to worry anymore, right? And things can just go back to how they were when they broke up with you. You want the relationship and they don't. And they just want you to comfort them on that fact. Don't fall for it. Don't fall for it. When they make excuses to see you, don't seem too excited or too eager. It's okay to be busy. And that might make them upset. Sometimes you might make them upset. Doesn't mean you're doing the wrong thing. Doesn't mean you can't get them back. But it could just mean that they are afraid that they're losing you. This has been Coach Lee, and as always, thank you for liking, thank you for subscribing, thank you for watching.